Okay, so you're getting views, you're posting reels every day, maybe even some are hitting 10, 50, 100K views, but your OnlyFans revenue, flat. And that quiet truth of, okay, what the fuck am I doing wrong starts to creep in. And before you just do anything or overreact, trust me, bro, I've been in the same position you were at a time. And in this video, I'm going to fully solve that because at the end of the day, views don't mean shit if they do not convert into actual dollars. And I literally have firsthand experience from this. I've worked with creators with 500, a million followers, and monthly they make max 2, 3, 5K per month. And on the other side of that, I've worked with creators who never even broke 20,000 views, but still pull in $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 every single month over month, when it is literally the same platform, the same amount of effort with a completely different outcome. And it honestly surprises me how many agencies, creators, or just people overall do not know how to monetize and actually convert viewers into paid subscribers. So that's exactly what we're going to cover in this video. And the difference wasn't luck, and it wasn't even consistency, which I'm sure a lot of you guys probably thought that's the point I was going to hit in this video. It's understanding how Instagram actually runs and turns attention into money in 2026. So in this video, I'm breaking down number one, why your content gets views, but you do not pull any subscribers. Number two, which is the exact mistakes killing every single one of your guys' conversion. And number three, the exact phase by phase system that we use to turn viewers and people on Instagram, the surface, into paid subscribers on OnlyFans. So out of all of that, it's not going to be followers. It's not going to be engagement. How do we generate revenue? And if you're somebody watching this video who thinks that they're just never going to make it because they're not pulling in subscribers, let me tell you, you're wrong. You've actually done the hardest part of OFM, which is pulling views, making the marketing actually convert into viewers. Like I said, you're not failing. You're honestly just stuck in the middle to where you're pulling views but no subscribers. You've beat the algorithm. You figured out what works for your creators, but it's not necessarily what works for OnlyFans. So let me just guess what your day-to-day is probably looking like. You're probably posting 2 to 3 reels a day. You're hitting decent views, your DMs light up, you're actually pulling in viewers, but your conversion rate on your link doesn't really convert, your subs barely grow, your PPVs don't have a huge open rate, and overall, you're not generating the revenue that matches your Instagram or social media in general. And while all of that is happening, I'm sure you are telling yourself, oh, I just need to go viral again, but yet you're making the exact mistake you've made for the past who knows how long and just repeating that same thought process over and over again. And I don't know about you, but views and all of that is nice, but I would much rather have money. So let me show you exactly why IG marketing fails and what makes it fail and exactly how to actually fix it. I've built out a full Miro board for us to cover on this exact topic. So let's go ahead and switch over to the MacBook and look into the Miro board. All right, so now that we are on the Miro board, you can see this is the new Instagram conversion strategy that I use for OnlyFans moving into 2026. This is going to be a full breakdown and explanation of this entire process. So phase one, boys, there are 3 core reasons on why your marketing looks good on the surface but doesn't actually pay you. Number one is going to be that you're entertaining the wrong audience. So remember, viral content and converting content are not the same thing. A dance trend might get you 100,000 views, but that audience is scrolling, dopamine chasing, and not in buyer mode. You want to make sure that you guys don't just create a curious audience, but also an audience that will spend money. They're not curious, they're not clicking your link. You didn't just get bad views, you got views from the wrong people. You guys need to understand that. Making sure that your analytics are having the right people, the right customers, the right age gaps, the right male audience is very important. You don't want to go for teenagers living in their mom's basement where your content is preferably 18 to 20 years old. You want that sweet spot of 25 to 55 years old that are actually ready to spend money. Second part of this is that you have a tension but no funnel to graphs through that attention. So let's say somebody likes your reel, right? They click on your profile, they go through your page. Now what? If your bio does not tell them what to do, if your highlights don't tease anything, and if your page doesn't build anticipation, they will just leave. It's as simple as that. You got the view, but you lost the actual sale. So remember, boys, make sure that you guys have bios that are very, very clear CTA. You can see this is one of the bios for my creator, more of me, arrow pointing towards the link. It is a one-click funnel. It's very simple. Here is what they get taken to off of the IG page. Make sure that your links are not taking them inside of the Instagram browser. You are taken off the IG IG browser, the page, whatever you want to call it, and you are now entered into Safari with this link. You have one option is to click on the OnlyFans. Everything else is not there. That is what's going to get you guys a higher conversion. Now, from there as well is that you guys are guessing instead of measuring. Most creators just post and pray. Same with agencies, same with people in this game. Overall, they just post and pray. And that means that they don't know which reels drive link clicks. They don't know what content converts to subs, and they don't know when people drop off. You guys are given a full analytic team. It's called Meta. All right. You guys can track your watch time. You guys can track where people drop off your videos. You guys can track depending on how many people are actually clicking your link versus subscribing to your OnlyFans versus clicking off, how quickly, what link. You guys have all of that data, and 95% of you are just throwing it out the window, doing absolutely nothing with it. The guys who are actually using that, those are the guys who stop posting random content and actually go through something that works, a system. You guys are really, like I was saying, posting random content and hoping something sticks. That is literally gambling if you're doing that in 2026. So before we actually fix this though, boys, you need to understand what converting content actually looks like, which is going to get in phase 2. Really quickly though, if you guys are too lazy to build out a full Airtable, a full anything, just build out a simple Google Sheet with the type of content. You don't need a signee. This is literally a screenshot I got off Google, but you just need if I was doing, let's say, style selection strategy, I would have one data collector for views. I would have one for what kind of style you're actually running. And I would have one for the actual link, one for the likes, and one for the comments. And then once you fill out all that information, you post your 30 to 50 videos. If you are familiar with my strategy, you know what this is. And then from there, insert in the ChatGPT, tell it which types of content are the highest performing for you. And then that will spit out, okay, style A or style B is your highest converting pieces of content. And then from there, double down on those and implement another style. But let's talk about what actually high converting content looks like. Most people think that viral equals good. Wrong. Viral just means that people watched. It doesn't mean they wanted more at all. Converting content does 3 things. 1, it attracts viewers, not buyers, or excuse me, the other way. It attracts buyers and not viewers. You don't need everyone to look at your content, to click on your page. You don't need 8 million followers. It's the same reason why Sophie Rain has one of the lowest conversion rates in the game, because she has so many followers, but she has no spenders, okay? So if your content is attracting teenagers, casual scrollers, trend hoppers, you're cooked, okay? If your content is just, teen, it's very sexual, there's no real, CTA, there's no real personality behind it, you are cooked. But if it applies to men 25 to 45, disposable income, and already consuming adult content, you're in business. So, the best sort of niches for this are going to be skit niches. They're going to be the niches that actually have a little bit more personality, caption videos, more relatable content, things like that, not just straight OF content. Now, second part of this is that it creates curiosity and not satisfaction. If you guys are wanting to run the GFE experience, and you guys are posting content that just gives out all of your model, you know what I mean? Nude reels, flash reels, all of that shit, you're cooked. You're not going to be able to sell that content, the PPVs and the subscribers. You're not going to be able to keep that premiumness, that exclusivity around your model when selling in the DMs. So you're just overall going to make less money and set yourself up for failure. So if your reel gives them everything that they need, why would they click on the OF, right? The goal is not to show, the goal is to suggest, boys. Tease, implement, and then suspense, right? Curiosity is what moves fingers to links. So this is an example of a girl that I just think is overly sexual. You're not going to get that many conversions. Rather, if she would just do skit content, vertical content, any sort of Snapchat content, the flash reels, pause videos, or overly explicit content, they all create viewers and not actual spenders, which is what you want on your page. So remember that. Third part of this is that it tells them exactly what to do next. Every single post needs directions, whether it's a link in bio, check the highlights, tap the pin post, tap the pin comment, check my most recent, whatever it is. If they have to think, they won't act. This is just like on the other end, where if you were working with models to sign a client, you wouldn't send a DM that just has no CTA, no next steps, would you? You would send a DM that doesn't even require them to think about what they have to do next, because if they have to, then they won't act. Now let's fix this. Let's talk about phase 3 for this, boys. So this is the exact framework that we use. for making content more converting on Instagram. Step one is going to be the content strategy. What is a filler? What is a vertical? First off the rip, not all content is meant to convert. Like at the end of the day, it's just not. You have some content that grows your account and you have some content that converts with your account. These are those two types. One is going to be filler content. This is going to be personality, lifestyle, behind the scenes, keeps engagement warm. This is what makes the whales, I almost like to think of it as, on the IG page. So let's say you have a vertical content that is Snapchat, skits, and caption videos, right? We would also include our model to do personality content. Let's say she loved hiking, right? We would make hiking videos, beach videos, things like that to keep the filler content more, right? If this wraps it up perfectly, the filler keeps the algorithm happy and the vertical content pays you. Remember, your vertical content is engineered for buyers. It has a strong hook, sexual tension, and a clear CTA. This is what gets, 50K views, but at the same time pulls, let's say, 2,000 link clicks off of those 50K views. That is what keeps vertical content keep going over and over and over again. That's your Snapchat, your Omegle, your dancing, your caption, your mirror videos, the content that consistently can go viral and can print views. And you need both, but like I said, you need to know the difference between the two so you're not wasting your time. Step two of this is people optimization, the bridge. So it is as simple as this. It needs to go from your reel or post to the profile to the link. This is where most of the money is lost. Like genuinely, boys, this is a lot of the money that you guys are just throwing out the window, and it's due to like 2 to 3 simple fixes. First off, your profile has one job. Get them to click your link. Realize that. That's the whole point of you even having Instagram, of you having Reddit, of you having X, is to get them to click your link. What you need, like I showed you earlier, simplest bio ever, 23, age, and then you have more of me, right? It is extremely simple, clear, and direct, okay? Pin post your highest converting reels and tell them exactly what to do. Not as in, make a reel saying, oh, go to my profile picture, click my link, but have one of your highest performing vertical pieces of content that you've made pinned at the top of your page. So if they click on it, they know and they can understand the gist of what type of content you make. Step 3 of this is the link strategy. It removes friction. Listen, boys, confusion kills conversions, okay? The best options for you guys to use for your link is going to be direct deep links to the OF. You can use link.me or get all my links with the custom domain, just because get all my links is flagged inside of Instagram. And remember, the easier it is to subscribe, the more people will. So like I was stating earlier, make sure that you guys are not having your link open inside of the Instagram browser. That creates like 7 more steps into your funnel to actually end up subscribing to your page. Don't let that happen. Fourth from this is tracking, the real difference. And this is where a lot of guys just stop. I don't know exactly why, but like I was saying, Meta and all of these different softwares and apps, they give you these analytics for completely free. You don't have to track, you don't have to wonder what it is. They give it to you. All you have to do now is use it to make decisions. So you guys have to start tracking your reels to profile clicks, your profile to link clicks, your link to subs. Track all of that. See where stuff is dropping off, and then wherever it is, fix it, okay? Once you know what works, you double down on it. Once you know what doesn't, you kill it, okay? For instance, if you have a bio that doesn't have any sort of link CTA, so it just has the link there, but there's no more of me or check out my other Instagram page or this or that or the other, then you know to kill it, because at the end of the day, that's not going to bring you more conversions, right? Adding a more of me with 2 arrows pointed down, that's exactly how your revenue is going to compound, is by killing what's not working, killing what's slowing down your conversion rate, and then doubling down on what is actually working. Phase 4, I wanted to include this just to save you guys the time, the error, the trial and error. Mistake 1 is copying everyone else. I know that I preach a lot about, competitor analysis and all this other stuff, but mistake 1 is, yes, you want to use competitor analysis, emphasis on the use, but you don't want to take competitors' content. If you're just creating the exact videos over and over and over again, the same trends, same captions, same angles, you blend in and then you lose. Mistake 2 of this is showing too much. Just like I showed you on that last girl's Instagram account, if the IG is a full show, they have everything they want, you're doing nude and flash reels, why pay? Genuinely. Tease, beats, reveal. Remember that, boys, okay? You can get away with a lot of sexual content, but you can't get away with sexual content. As in, you can't just show everything and expect to spend a lot on the OF. nor can you just show nothing. You have to be right in the middle in that teasing sort of line. Mistake 3 is inconsistent posting. Remember, boys, momentum matters, consistency compounds. Mistake 4 is ignoring DMs. So DMs convert better than anything. Like at the end of the day, right? Make sure that you guys, if you aren't getting high conversions to your link and then to your OF, make sure you guys are at some point implementing either a mini chat or yourself or just somebody that is answering the DMs to convert them over to the OnlyFans page, if that is an issue happening with you. Phase 5, once conversions are dialed in, you scale. Simple as that. It's not by posting more, it's by amplifying the winners. I want you to boost the best converting reels, collaborate with aligned creators, and do paid traffic once organic proves the funnel. So once your organic has increased the conversion rate from either you're changing your link in your bio or you're changing the CTA or you're changing the type of content, once the organic side of it proves that the funnel is working, scale what is already printing with paid traffic. Now, let's review really quickly, so I know I ran that through. Phase 1, like I said, is making sure that your marketing looks good, but also converts. Like I said, make sure that your viewers are the correct type of viewers. Number 1, which is male, 45 or 25 to 45, has money, not teenagers. 2, make sure that your funnel is completely set up and optimized. 1-click funnel to a 1-link click funnel. Then 3, make sure that you're tracking, you're measuring, where are people dropping off? Are they not clicking this, but they're clicking on my profile? Are they clicking this, but then they're not going to the OF? You need to track where people drop off. From phase 2, once you know what works or the funnel, you know where people drop off, now it's time to worry about the content. Make sure that your content, like I said, attracts good demographic of viewers, not just teenagers. Additionally, with this, make sure that it creates curiosity and not satisfaction. Don't just reveal everything in one video and start doing these really explicit flash reels ass videos. It's just giving away the premium feel of your model. Same with X. And then also make sure that it tells them exactly what to do next. So including in your captions, your bios, pinning comments, all of that is targeted to the link. Phase 3 is making sure that we actually have a good type of content to run this sort of style of content. So like I said, making sure we know the difference between filler and vertical styles, making sure that our profile is optimized with our bio and also profile picture. Everything is a 1-click funnel. Our link strategy to make sure that it's a deep link, getting it off of the Instagram account. Make sure that we track, like I said, whether it's going from reel to profile clicks, the profile to link clicks, the link to sub, whatever it works, and then keep within the same confines of once it works, double down on it, but once it doesn't, kill it. Do not waste time trying to see, oh, is it working? Is it not? If you can tell it's lowering your conversion, kill it. Then from there, just make sure you guys are not doing any of these mistakes. And genuinely, boys, don't be afraid to scale what is already printing. If you have an organic funnel that works, that is pulling conversions, that is getting good link subs, scale it. Use paid promotion. And also, boys, there is more to this than just this surface level. I'm going through the basic overview, the broad funnel. There's so much more depth to this. There is the system to run this. There's, of course, the data points. What is the average link click to sub rate for which niche, what type of content? How do I know what type of content actually converts versus just the whole page? You guys need to know all of that. And if you are somebody or an agency owner who is seriously wanting to scale your Instagram account, or maybe you already have and you're wondering, how do I make this into paid dollars, more subscribers, more money? That is something that I help in Fantra. That's exactly why Fantra was built in the first place. So if that is something that you are serious about, there's a link in the description for you to check out for that. You know where to find it. But other than that, boys, that's pretty much the entire breakdown. Let's get back to the talking head video style. I want to wrap up a few points really quickly just to engulf all of this and help you guys understand it. But other than that, that's been the Miro board. All right, so that has been the entire Miro board breakdown. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Listen, boys, if you are getting views, but you're not getting money, you're not driving links, just remember that posting more volume, more this, more that is not the answer. More creators, that's definitely not the answer. The answer is fixing your conversion system. One is fixing your marketing system. If you're not pulling views in the first place, that's one system. The second system is the conversion system to actually make sure you're converting those viewers into actual paid subscribers. And that's exactly what I help with. I help stuck agency owners build marketing funnels that convert and pull views. And also with that, help drive subs, help the OF optimization, make sure that we're converting most in the chats as well. And overall, the most important is being able to track what actually works so that we're continually doing this and it's not a 1-month basis win sort of thing. thing. So if you do want that full system, the content overviews, the content funnels, the marketing strategies, the conversion templates, all of it, you can join the absolutely free Telegram community down in the description below. Other than that, boys, I'll see y'all inside. That's been the video. As always, peace out.